Hello everyone, thanks for watching this video and welcome to the fourth video of this series where we are going to implement our microservices. So till now we have implemented the product manufacturer and we have registered product manufacturer inside the Eureka naming server. So we have created two services till now. One is the product manufacturer and second one is the Eureka naming server. Now we are going to create, as per our business, we are going to create the third services, which is nothing but the Flipkart. In order to create the Flipkart is also having the same services, same set of services, but one extra services. One extra services is that Flipkart need to get the product details or product details from the product manufacturer, and depends upon Flipkart business rate of profit interest, it is going to calculate the selling price that. So as per this diagram, if you see, product manufacturer is technically getting the all the details or all the product from product manufacturer, and depends upon the business rule, Flipkart is calculating the set of or set of profit on each individual product. So that business logic Flipkart is having. So that we are going to implement it here. Apart from that, we will be having some general CRUD operation, which is add, update, delete and get by ID. And this is the for Flipkart. As per my system, I have registered 808182818381. This is the application port which is reserved for the Flipkart, and followed with that this is the Swagger URL, and this is the DB structure same as our Amazon. Only differences is that since this is related to Flipkart, so f underscore is the aliases. I have kept it just to make the differences between them, right? So now coming to the Eclipse. So here we have already created the Flipkart project, and here we have created the basic template like controller. Some of the predefined code we have already kept it, okay. And so first coming to the our model. So this is the model. If you see here, this is the Flipkart, which is the we are creating the document, collections. This is the primary key, and this is the our entity f underscore product ID, which is the field which defined for this one. This is our entity class. Service is the same interface where we will be having some set of services. Add product manufacturer, which is responsible to add the product from product manufacturer, and these are all same the CRUD operations, okay. Now we will be having the application.properties file, which is the important application properties file, having the same information as others application had, like product manufacturer. This is the application name and port. This is the MongoDB related configuration. This is the logger related configuration. Now till now we have created Eureka naming server as well as the product manufacturer, and we have registered product manufacturer inside the Eureka naming server. Now we are going to create the another service, which is Flipkart. So Flipkart also need to register itself to inside the Eureka naming server. So in order to register into the Eureka naming server, we have to provide the same configuration, meaning the Eureka server URL. POM entry will be same. We have the POM entry for Eureka client, okay. And then coming to the main class, we have the main here, and which is enabled with this one @enable discovery client, okay. So this annotation we are going to add it. We have added it, okay. So our Flipkart is now get registered with the discovery client, which is done now. Okay. Now coming to the controller area. In controller area, first thing is that add all product from product manufacturer. So Flipkart technically need to call the product manufacturer in order to get the product detail and add into the Flipkart database, right? So for intercommunication, we are going to use the Fin client. Using Fin client, we are going to call product manufacturer from Flipkart. Now question is that how to configure the Fin client. In order to create the Fin client, we have to do some set of steps. First steps is that we need to add this dependency into the pom.xml, which is nothing but open Fin. This is the Spring Cloud. Once this done, so we have added it here in pom.xml. If you see here, we have the open Fin. Yeah, here it is. Open Fin is added it here. First thing. Second thing is that go to the main class, application from where starting. There we need to register enable Fin client, and we need to provide the parent package com.apipothy.flipkart. So this Fin client, this annotation will scan all the below package and it will trying to find the method which exactly it wanted to call. Second thing. Third thing is that we need to call the method what exactly we wanted to call. So now here we want to get all the product from product manufacturer. So first we need to create the one interface called product manufacturer proxy. Okay. Inside the product manufacturer proxy, we need to create one method. The method name will be anything, like I have created it here. So here I am going to create it. Method name should be anything, no problem. Okay. Only problem here is that which method you wanted to call from product manufacturer. For that URL we need to get it. URI we need to get it. So coming to the product manufacturer. Okay. Coming to the controller. Inside the controller, we want to see which API we wanted to call. This is the create, we don't want. This is the get all product. We need all the product from the product manufacturer, including all details. So we need this, we need to call this method. So we will copy this URI and we will paste it here, which is again same get mapping only. So copy full, paste it here. Fine. Now this is the public type, since everyone has to call it within the project if required. So we have called this method. This method name will be anything. Right? Now important thing is that here what product manufacturer is returning, the return type of this get all product is product warehouse response. So the response structure should be same as this one. So if you see here, the response of this one is the same: status code, status message, port, app name. If we match both the responses same. Meaning, in short way, the response of the, let me close all. Okay. So the response of get all product method, which is available inside the product manufacturer, should be same. So here it is returning the response structure like that. So here also the response structure should be same. This is the first step. Now we able to identify which service we wanted to call. Now how Flipkart got to know that? Where this service is available. In order to let Flipkart know, we have to say @ Fin client. Inside the fin client, we need to pass the two parameters. First thing is the name. Name means from which application we need to call this get all product application name, and this application is running on which port. That port information also we need to provide it. Okay. So now coming to the product manufacturer, how to get the product name? Go to the resources, application.properties file. This is the name of the application. Copy this one, coming to the proxy, keeping it here. So this is the name of the product, name of the microservice where this service is available. So we need to hit this service, and this service means product manufacturer service running on which port? So now it is running on 8080. So here we need to say 8080, I mean localhost colon 8080. Done. So this is the ready. Now what will happen is that as soon as we start the application, in main class we have given one more annotation called enable fin client. So since we have added this annotation, so fin clients, see here as. So as means inside this product we can call multiple services. That's why fin clients. And here if you see, we have added only fin client. Okay. So now coming to the again main class only. So as soon as we added this fin clients, so now fin clients will understand that okay, this Flipkart service is calling some another microservice using fin client. So the responsibility of this fin clients annotation is to scan this package and trying to get the annotation which is this one @fin client. Once this annotation will able to scan, then it will go inside the mapping and it will find that okay, in this application there is one service available, get all product, that I need to call. That's all. So this is since we are getting the help from others services, that's why I have named as a F product manufacturer proxy. F means Flipkart is calling product manufacturer proxy. Okay. So our proxy is done now. Main thing who will do? Controller only do. Controller will only do. So controller only need to call that service. This is the default configuration, means port number, application name, that we are reading it from application.properties file. This is the proxy where we have configured our fin client. So we need to auto wire the proxy also. Now this is the first service that we are going to write, which is responsible to get all the data from product manufacturer and add into the Flipkart database. So this add all product from product manufacturer. This is the URL I have kept, which is type of get mapping. No problem. Now what we are going to do is that using this proxy reference, we are going to call get all product detail from product manufacturer. Nothing but this proxy method. So this proxy method is giving us the response. Okay, this is the get all product. So we will get all the product, right? So in that response, we are getting the product details. So since if you see this response technically, this response is status code, a status message, port, app name, as well as we have the product details also. So we are getting the product details that we are storing inside the list, right? Now with the help of service, we are going to save this list, right? So add product manufacturer. Okay. So we are going to save this list into our database. Done. Now coming to the service. Inside the service, since this is the list, So we need to, and which is again a Flipkart TO type. So now we need to make this compatible with our entity class, right? So we need to translate it. So let's have try catch block. Inside the try catch block, with the help of enhanced for loop, we are going to iterate this one, details TO type. And then from this TO, we are going to get the product ID. Dot get product ID, product name, product price. Okay, and where we wanted to set Flipkart types, since this is the Flipkart DB, right? Flipkart product. Okay, Flipkart. So inside the Flipkart, we are going to set the ID, name, price, and this is the ID. We are going to keep it here. Done. So we have translated the object here. Okay. Now what is problem here is, so we are going to save this data, right? So in order to save, first we will put everything inside the, this is the Flipkart product, and which is fine. We are going to save it. So DAO dot save method. Inside the save method, we are going to pass the Flipkart product. We can create one list also, and that list also we can pass with, that is also fine, but which is fine. One by one we are saving it. Okay, there is a thing, so why I'm saving it here one by one. So now what is happening is that this is the question come for prices. So we know that Flipkart is having his own set of business rule to calculate the profit. In order to do that, if I will set in that way, what will happen is that what are the prices this W product is have, means wholesale is have, that same price we are setting into the Flipkart DB, which is not applicable. We need to calculate the profit percentage and then we need to set the price. So this price is nothing but our cost price, right? So this is a long cost price equal to this one. We will pass this cost price and then we will calculate the selling price. So I have already created one method which is responsible to do the selling price, calculate the selling price. Here the business rule is very simple. Flipkart want 60% of profit the where cost price is less than 100. For the cost price which is greater than 100 and less than 500, Flipkart need 50% of profit. Here 40%, 30%, 20%, 10%, and other than that 5%. So this is the calculation Flipkart have to for his profit. So now it is calculating the selling price. Selling price nothing but cost price plus profit. So this method is actually returning the selling price. Now what we will do is that we will call this method Flipkart services here, and we will pass the our cost price, and let this method calculate the selling price. So this method will return what? It will return long selling price. Fine. And this selling price actually we wanted to set it into the Flipkart database, right? So you can put it here, selling price logic. Done. So now if data got inserted successfully, which is inside the for, we can put inside the list and directly we can say with list. That is also fine, how we did for the other microservices. So here we can say status message is, we are still in try only, right? So status message equal to data inserted successfully, and if any error occurred, that we are say error occurred while inserting the data, right? And we have the logger here. Inside the logger you can put error also. Done. So finally we are returning the status message, means data inserted successfully or not. So this one is now coming to the controller. And controller, what it has to do, since this method is returning the string, which is nothing but our status message, right? So we have the response object created, my response. So let's put everything into the try catch block. Technically this also should have to come in inside the try catch block. Okay, this method can also return the throw the exception. So fine, we got the status message, we have the response created, and inside the response we can put set message first, set port first, set app name first, dot set product list we don't have, so it will by default null only, right? So status message, whatever is returning from here, status message port. Okay, this is important thing. So if you see here, technically in these services we are calling the get manufacturer details, means manufacturer details, and we are getting the response. So we need to understand that this response is coming from which port. So from response only we will get the port, right? And from response only we will get the application name. In that way we can easily identify that okay, this is coming from product manufacturer and which is coming from this instance. That's all, right? So we got this one status code also, I guess we will have dot set status code. And status code also we will get it from response only. Nothing to worry. Done. So our first API is ready, which is responsible to get all the product from product manufacturer and save into the Flipkart DB having Flipkart percentage of profit, or we can say selling price. Same thing we will pass it here. Okay, and response, right? So response, okay, exception, so anyhow it will occur here, so we don't want response port from here, so port I will put it here. We don't need app name from response. If any exception occur, it will come here only, right? So port I will get it, which port? This port. Okay, app name, where is the app name? App name I will get it from here. Status code is 400. That's all. So we are done with our first API. Depends upon business logic, we can set the response also, no problem. So now whatever the product we have added, now our responsibility is to get all the product by ID also. Means it got exactly added or not. In order to do that, we are again going to call the service, which is nothing but this one. Service dot get product, get by ID, product in Flipkart. Some method. Okay, so now go to the implementation of that. Here we will be calling the DAO dot find product by ID, and ID we are going to have this one only. But problem here is that this one is returning which type? Optional type. So copy this one, copy this one, we'll say Flipkart product. Okay, and then we have the TO created. Inside that ID we are going to set it. So Flipkart product dot get dot get ID. Same TO dot set product ID Flipkart dot get dot get product ID. TO dot set product name Flipkart dot get dot product name. TO dot set price Flipkart product dot get dot get price. So TO set ID product ID name price. So data set it correctly. Now we have the list created. Inside the list we are going to add it. Which one we need to add? TO. and then we are going to return the list as a response, which is perfectly fine. Let's put some try block, right? So inside the try block, this all things will happen. Fine. And in exception doesn't work, so here we can say status message exception occurred while getting the data by ID. Okay, and for safer cases we can print the exception also here. Done. So our this API is also done, which is returning list of TO product. Coming to the controller, this is returning list of TO product. Flipkart product. Now here we are going to create one try catch block. Inside the try catch we are going to prepare the response for that, which is required. Now inside the response we are going to set application name. We already have, why to worry. Copy these are all, paste it here. This is our internal method, so we need not to worry. We need not to call the other application which we are calling it here. So product we don't have status message. Okay, input success. Port number is our internal port. Application is that app name. Status code 200, and data also we are returning, right? Set product details. So here it is product details. So we are setting it data. Now copy same, put into the exception. Instead of success, fail, port number, app names remain same. Instead of exception, data won't come, right? And at the end we are returning the my response, which is fine now. Now get by ID is also done. Now we need to call get all. So in order to call get all, we will be again having the services and services dot get all the product. Okay, coming to the implementation, and here we are going to have the DO instance. So I will do that. DO dot find all. What it will return? It will return the list of product. Okay, list of Flipkart product. Now we will iterate this list using for each loop. Okay, and from here we will get the ID get the product ID, get the name, get the prices, and that everything we need to set into the TO, and we don't have the TO object. Flipkart TO. Okay, and inside the TO we are going to set ID, set ID, set name, set prices. Done. So ID will go in ID, product ID will go inside the product ID, name will go inside the product name, and price will go inside the product price. Done. And we have created the list also. So list dot add. Okay, and we are going to add it here, TO. Okay, so what is the problem here? Add TO. No. So okay, we'll see. Flipkart product, this one, right? Okay, now fine. And in catch block we'll see a status message. We already have the references. So status message equal to exception occurred while getting all the product, all product, right? Getting all the product from Flipkart DB. Okay, and we are returning the list. Copy this one, come to the controller, keep it here. Now let's have the try catch block. Copy this one, put it here. Okay, and then we have the response. Copy this response, put it here, and instead of this one, this data will go, which is done. Exception, we will be having fail 200, no, 400, here it should go also 400, and we are returning the response, which is correct now. So our this API is also done. Next API is add product in Flipkart. Suppose that Flipkart also have its own or its in-house product, so that also you can add. Till now we have added the product which Flipkart brought it from product manufacturer. It is possible that Flipkart also have his home production, right? So that product also it can add it. So for that that's the reason we are giving facility for add also. So service dot add, you see here, add product in Flipkart. Okay, So now request is coming, which is fine. Coming to the IMPL, we have the template created for add. So in order to do that, we have the request which is in form of list, which is again here the product, and first thing is that we are going to traverse it. So using for each loop, so this is the Flipkart product, okay, and which is again a Flipkart request type, okay, and then here we will have the Flipkart request. So from this request we will get the data dot get id, get product id, get product name, get product price, and that we everything need to set into the his entity type, right, which is again a product. So here set id, set id, set name, set price. So product id will go inside the product id. Something went wrong. Okay, fine. Product name will go inside the product name. So done. Now we have the list already created. Inside the list we will add it. What we are going to add? Product. Done. Now we'll have the try catch block, since here only we are doing the persist operation. DAO dot insert, which is actually doing the save, right? So in insert we are going to pass the product list, right? And we will say that okay, data inserted successfully. Data inserted successfully, and here we will say exception occurred while inserting the data. And in catch block, this is the catch error. Okay, here also we have missed it. Okay, we'll put it here, and in catch block we will put it here, and at the end we are returning the status message only. So fine. So okay, so coming to the controller, it is returning the status message, right? So let's have the try catch block here, cut it, keep it here, copy the response, success part. So inside of success we will put the message which is coming from the services. Everything remains same, and inside the fail condition we will put the status message. I mean, you can put fail also, it's never comes inside, right? So, fine. Technically, if it is fail, it will give you the 200 also. But if fail into the controller level, then it will give you the correct response. So you can correct it later. So now update, delete. So update is again almost save only. So what we can do is that we have the services, service dot update. If you see in update, we are passing the ID as well as request. Inside the request also we have the ID, but I have a specified ID. Okay, so what we can do is that inside the request itself, we will set the ID which is coming from here. So for this ID, we are going to update the record, which is fine now. In update is nothing but the save only. We have the request. Let's have try catch block. Okay, not here. Okay, and then from request need to get the ID, get the product ID, get the product name, get the product price. Fine, and everything we need to set into the product. Set ID, ID, name, set price. Done. So now we are done everything, and then inside the try block we have the DAO dot save. Inside the save we will pass the product. So if product got saved successfully, we will say status message equal to data updated. This is not saved. Data updated. From API level it is saved, but from Swagger level it should be updated. So exception occurred while updating the data, and in catch block we will have the message also here. What is the exception coming? So this is done, this is done, and we are at the end, we are returning the message only, which is for update. So here status message equal to, right? So let's put try catch. Inside that we can keep it here. Let's prepare the response for that. So here is the response. Status message is same, and catch block is fail only. So now done. Delete operation is simple. So DAO.delete by ID, we are passing the ID for which ID we need to delete the record. So if record deleted successfully, then we are returning true, else false, right? So here we can say, I mean it's returning boolean. So if true, else. If it is returning true, then this one is the response. If returning fail, then this one is the response. That's all. So here we are returning the response. So our delete API is also done. So what are the thing we did? We have we are done with all the API, as well as we have registered Flipkart into the Eureka server. Now things to understand here is how to run the project. First thing is that we need to run the Eureka server. Since Flipkart and product manufacturer both are registered inside the Eureka. So first Eureka need to run, then only Flipkart or other services will able to pick this URL, which is available inside the application.properties file. So now Eureka server is running. Refresh the Eureka server. Till now there is no instance, only Eureka is running. Now which service has to run? Second question. Flipkart service is internally calling the product manufacturer. So now product manufacturer service has to run. Right click, run as Java application. Now I am running on only one port, 8080. Okay, now question is that why I have ran this service warehouse into the 8080. Reason is that inside the Flipkart, if you see the proxy, the fin, where I have instructed this Flipkart that product manufacturer is running on 8080 only. That's the reason I have ran this one. So now I want to run the Flipkart. Right click, run as Java application. Any port is fine for Flipkart since no one is using Flipkart for now. Now product manufacturer is registered with the 8080, which is only one instance, which is now up. Now Flipkart is also trying to run, hoping no error. Okay, so Flipkart is also got registered. See here, Flipkart is also got registered, which is running on 8081. Done. Now we need to hit the Flipkart Swagger. What is the Flipkart Swagger? This one. And now coming to the database. We don't have any database. We don't have any schema database or collection or document created for Flipkart. Now, as soon as we will hit these services, what these services doing this, getting all the product from product manufacturer and adding into the Flipkart database, right? So try it out. First time it might say that timeout since everything, okay, first time only data inserted successfully. Come to the Flipkart. Let's refresh this one. See, Flipkart is now in Flipkart 12 record got added successfully. See here, 12 record got added successfully, and the price is depends upon Flipkart rate of profit. So here the price is 675 for ID 1. Same ID if we will see inside the product manufacturer, So get product by ID. Okay, 1. Try it out. So here price is 450, where Flipkart is providing the same. Let's check it from here. Get product by ID. Okay, so provide it here 1. Okay, try it out. So it is providing on 675. After this is the selling price, and cost price is 450. So for Flipkart 2 API we have tested get all the product. Okay, try it out. So we are able to get all the product. Same way update and delete is also working. Same logic. So add works, we are able to call the product manufacturer and able to add the product detail having Flipkart rate of profit into the Flipkart DB. Add product is basically responsible if you want to add some extra in-house product which is Flipkart, but we are not interested on that, but I have only coded for simple. Okay, so we are done with the 2 services. Now question here is that now we are instructing this Fin client that okay, this product manufacturer is running on 8080. What will happen if product manufacturer will run on multiple port? Then how to provide the multiple port details here? So that information, that configuration we are going to see into the another video. Thank you for watching.